90% of trauma, and I just say that, I believe it's all trauma, but maybe there's 10% of trauma that is not this. 90% of trauma boils down to feeling unsafe. So while you're using modalities to work on your grief or your anger or repressed emotions or triggers, you're really working on not the original problem, right? So if you want to heal, you have to go into that feeling of being unsafe. And that creates all these other triggers and emotions that are layered on top of it. But rather than focusing on those things, when you have something you want to heal, you're not trying to remove the memory. That would be great. But the memory remains. What you're trying to do is remove that feeling of being unsafe. The only way that I have found that that can be removed is by having a higher understanding of why that event occurred in the first place. If you don't understand why it occurred, you will stay in a state of constant confusion. So when I work with others through quantum healing hypnosis and we ask, why did you have this trauma? There's two different types of answers that come through. So the first one, this is from their soul perspective, is I had that trauma usually to help something, whether I was born to those parents that created that trauma so I could teach them love. I could give them an opportunity to change as a child. I came in to help a sibling. I came in to help somebody I would meet on the path. I came in to take that so somebody else didn't have to experience it. There are so many reasons, but they all boil down to the soul was loving and kind and didn't see the experience as a big deal, as that often happens when we're not in the physical, and said, I can take it, no problem. I know what I'm getting into, and decided to experience that trauma. The second type of perspective is that the soul sees an even higher level beyond that as to the traumas. So the soul will say, well, the planet itself is in a state of suffering and enslavement, and so this is perpetuating. And so I will be born to take in a new frequency or new resonance within my DNA to then awaken myself to my authentic being, and in turn help awaken others into their authentic being, which is underneath all that fear, that feeling unsafe, all those beliefs that keep you feeling unsafe and keep you afraid. So if you want to heal, you have to understand it. But if you go inside and you listen to your inner voice, you will hear why that occurred and trust it. Have faith in it. When you understand it, you know it, and it can immediately shift. And then within that, work on feeling safe. So if you encounter experiences in your life where you feel triggered, you feel unsafe, figure out what you need to do to feel safe. Do you need to set a boundary? Do you need to communicate something? Do you need to just leave a relationship, a job, whatever it may be? What helps you feel safe? When you start to feel safe within yourself by changing how you respond to things, then you feel empowered and you feel strong and you are no longer afraid to express your authentic being.